Alright, Chapter 13, Advanced Practices Part 2. In this chapter, you will learn to use Content Explorer, how to deal with fields, quick select, select similar, add selected, partial open, partial loaded, object visibility. Alright, using Autodesk Content Explorer. Autodesk Content Explorer, surf the drive of the folders containing thousands of AutoCAD files with anything you want, and Autodesk Content Explorer will find and display it for you. AutoCAD Content Explorer Google Index will allow you to search and find the desired content quickly. To issue this command, go to the Add-ins tab, locate Content tab panel, then click Explore button or Content Explorer command. You'll see the following palette. It shows a Content Explorer, just like a search content, save, open, back, home, type, name, data, created data, manifest, folders, add, watch for result, properties, fix, but the default AutoCAD will look like two folders, one online and one online site. Two folders are sample folders that come with AutoCAD and download content folder. The online Autodesk Seek online site is an Autodesk Seek. In order to add or more files, click the figure setting button, which is the wrench. You see the following dialog box. Click Add Watch Folders to button to add more folders to watch in an issue for the search bar for the search set. Or simply type the word search field they're looking for, then click the magnifying glass as a result. You will be listed instantaneously. AutoCAD is listing 19 files with containing the word HVAC, and the double the clicking any of these box of the AutoCAD will open the zoom in the block. The two buttons at the bottom will help you toggle the icon size. You will see the following menu. You can toggle the size, thumbnail, detail, group, text, labels, common headers. Last button, figure filter, which will help you filter the things that AutoCAD will search when you input search range. Will select the following menu. You have file types, object types, other types, and dates. Select the file types, click what the object types will lead to. Objects. Select objects AutoCAD show that the clicking other tabs will lead to. Other types, folders, and dates. Click the date tab to see the following property filter type, and filter type predefined data range from and to. Specify the AutoCAD should search for all files created anytime. Specify the data range for searching, and then practice Autodesk Content Explorer. 13. Using Quick Select. Quick Select command will select the object of the current drawing based on their properties with a handy den for the complicated drawings containing hundreds of thousands of the different type of the object with the multiple ways to issue the Quick Select command. Go to Home tab, locate Utilities, then click Select Quick Select button or Q Select. Without issuing any command, write the Quick Select option from the menu. You'll see the following dialog box. Apply to object type properties, color, layer, line type, plot style, line weight, transparency, hyperlink, operator value. How to apply to include a new selection set. Exclude new selection set, append to the current selection set. This method is similar to the structured query language, which will apply with a filter of the information-based properties. Starting selecting first apply to the part easier with the entire drawing. With the click the buttons beside the restrict the filter to an area of the choice. Select the object type. Search for AutoCAD will list the object file with the current file. User will see the following picture. Objects and properties of the desired object according to the property of the selected object with the multiple object type. Then you will see with the general property. If you select an object type, then you will both general specific properties to pick from. The following is a list of the properties of the circle. Property. The next step of the desired operator, you'll see with something like the following: operator value equals not equal, greater than, less than, equal. When specify the proper value, select the operator. Finally, select how to apply the filter in drawing. You can create a fresh new selection set from it with the selected object prior with a quick select command. You can exclude objects from it. It can append with the already selected objects. As a final note, you can access quick select while you're in the properties palette and just like a following. Practice using Quick Select. Alright, 13.3. Using Select Similar and Add Selected. Select Similar command will select the end object, then select all similar objects that hold the same properties following certain setting. The Add Selected command will allow users to select an object and initiate the command, which will draw the same object that holds the same property. Select the similar command. There are two ways to issue the command. The first method involves the following: select the desired object, right click with the toe of the selected similar object. Based on the current setting, AutoCAD will select the similar object. Second method involves the following step of the type of the area commanded with the window. Select similar. The following prompt will appear. Select objects or settings. Right click, select the settings, object options. You'll see the following dialog box, and you can have select similar settings based on color, line type, line weight, line type, line weight, line type, plot style, object type, name. Okay. It's shown above. The AutoCAD will be selected based on layer and name. Anything that has a name like a block or other thing that's a pick of the color, line type, scale, line weight, plot style, object style. Anything that has two style like dimensions, text, etc. If you select more than one object, the arc or circle, the right click to choose to select the similar and choose select similar. AutoCAD will select objects similar to both selected objects. Alright, add selected command. Let's assume you have the command that lies in the layer of a center line. The color is yellow. The line type the dash dot. You want to create with a new line that lies in the same layer and holds the same property. The command will help you accomplish your mission. Easy. Select the desired object, then right click, add selected object. You'll see the AutoCAD has step of the command view. You're ready to start. Draft. The new object will reside with the same layer. Will hold the same properties with the selected object. What is the object of visibility in AutoCAD? Normal practice for the AutoCAD is to hide an object is to turn the layer off or freeze it, but this means all the other objects in the same layer will be hidden as well. This command will hide an object and group objects without hiding all the other objects in the same layer. To do this, select the desired object as many objects as you wish and right click them and select isolate option, and you'll see the following: isolate object, hide object, and object isolation. As you can see, there are three commands: isolate object, hide object, and end object isolation. Here's a discussion of each one of these commands. Isolate object will show the selected objects and will hide all other objects. Hide objects will hide the selected objects and show all the other objects. And object isolation will cancel the first command, meaning it will show all the objects. As you can see, the button containing a circle with a rectangular triangle at the lower right hand side of the screen either is on or off. If you click it, you will see the same in the menu, hence you'll see everything you've done there. Isolate additional hide object and object isolation, and then practice using selected similar add selected. Advanced layer commands. In this section, we will discuss some of the advanced commands related to the layers. Most of these commands, depending on select the tool for performing a certain task related to the layer. Using the object select with the command will make our lives easier. Hence, using this will leave the degree of the time of completing a drawing. You can find these commands going to the Home tab, Locate Layers panel. Using an isolate and unisolate command, the following two buttons show the arrow going forward and the arrow going back. The isolate command will ask you to select the objects and layers, then objects will be shown while the other layers were turned off or locked. The unisolate command will mean to cancel the effects of the isolate command. Using freeze or off commands shows a kind of a star flake with a heater. Using follow to button, freeze and off command will ask you to select the object and the layers if the objects will be turned off or frozen. Use turning on all layers and on and thaw all layers command. Use the button. These two commands will turn all layers on, and with all layers are very handy tool doing this process in one shot. Using a lock and unlock commands, these two button lock command will ask you to select the object and the layer, and these objects will be locked. You can lock the layer at a time. You can lock a layer at a time. The unlock command will ask you to select the objects and the layer, or these objects will be unlocked. You can unlock the layer at one at a time. Using change a current layer command, use this button. This command will ask you to select the object, then will change the layer of these objects to the chain of the current layer. Use the copy object, the new layer command. Use this button. This command will ask you to select the object, then copy them to the new location of the drawing. Sounds like a normal copy command, and then change the layer of the new object to the new layer, either by selecting an object residing with the desired layer over the type of its name. Use the layer walk command. It looks like use this button, shows footsteps on the layers. This command will show the dialog box listing all layers with the current file, show the context of the layer with a click of the name of it. The list default, all layers are selected, and check back with the bottom saying to restore it on exit, which means whenever you close the dialog box, all layers will be restored to the previous status. If this layer is turned off, the command will keep its effects. Layer walk, and then using isolated current viewport command. Use this button, shows a layer in a viewport. Command will ask you to select an object and then freeze the layer of the object and all viewports except for the current viewport. Using the merge command, Command will merge a layer more than one or more into a target layer. First, AutoCAD will ask you to select an object. AutoCAD will list the name of the layer or a selected object. AutoCAD will keep asking the selected object until you're done and press enter. Last step will be to select an object in the target layer, and AutoCAD will report the deleted layers. Using the delete command, show the X on the sheet. The very handy command will know that the AutoCAD will not delete. Well, you know that AutoCAD will not delete a layer unless it is empty. That the command will delete and purge a layer and selected any objects residing in it except the current layer. Alright, layer transparency. You can see the visibility of the layer. Default values of the layer is 0. It can be as much as 90, making a test plot with a drawing of the lots for the skull with the hatching so its visibility minimum set so that you don't lose plot or ink. You can use the same color lots for the layer with the control visibility of the layer to give each layer with a different tone of the color. When you start with the layer property manager, you can see the column called transparency. If you are at the layout, you will see another column called viewport transparency. Just transparency of the layer and viewport transparency. You control the visible new object if you go to the Home tab, locate Properties panel. Go into the Layers by Layer Transparency. Select either the Transparency by Layer by Block. Transparency value will be set to 0. Move the slider to any desired value. Also set the value object using the Properties palette is on the following. Transparency by Layer and using advanced layer commands. Alright, using fields in AutoCAD. AutoCAD stores many data in the drawing database. Some of them are constant and some of them are variable. You can utilize these type of data by inserting them in the drawing to benefit of the updating feature for the AutoCAD will perform on the variable data. The approach is better than writing text. Using text and text commands in which need to be updated manually. There are 4 methods to insert a field in your drawing. Use the field command to issue this command with the Go Insert tab, locate data panel, and then select field button or command field. Use the text command after you specify the starting point, height, and rotation. Before you start writing, right click and select the insert field option. Using the MX command after you specify the text area, you'll find the text editor, context, or insert panel, then select the field button. Also, you can insert field with the table or attributed command. Regardless of the method you use to reach the field command, the following dialog box will come up. Field category, field name, author, format, field expression. First thing, you control the field category, which will help you define the desired data quickly. Clicking on pop-up list showing the following: all, date, time, length, object, other, plot, sheet, sets. There are 7 field categories. Each one shows related field names. For the instant of the object category, show the 4 field names, which are block, placeholder, formula, named object, object base. For the field category, field name, you field with the right side over the dialog box. This helps control the appearance of the field. For instance, if you have a field category document field within the file name, then you will see the following at the right. You will select the format first. Select whether to show the file name path only, path file name file only, control the show the hide file extensions below. If you view the field file category object field file named object, you will need to select an object from the drawing. When you click this button, the dialog box disappears temporarily to let you know the desired object when you've done something that looks like the following. As you can see, we select the circle when we can choose the area with the decimal format. When you show the field with the drawing, the default setting will display with a background just like the following. Area 100. To remove the background with the application menu, select the option button. Select user preference tab with locate fields. Uncheck the display backgrounds of the field. Checkbox just like the following. Display background fields. Display backgrounds of fields. Field update setting. Check the display background fields of the checkbox. If you don't want to display the background, check the field update. See the following dialog box. Update, open, save, plot, transmit, regeneration, apply, and close, and cancel, or help. Updates field automatically each time when you save the open plot, transmit, or regenerate. But if you need to update manually, then go to Insert tab, locate Data panel, and select Update Fields button, or Update Field. You need to select the desired fields to be updated. Practice 13.5 using fields in AutoCAD. Alright, 13.8. Using partially open files. Using a user may deal with a huge drawing containing plenty of views and layers. Big files tend to look like a long time to open. Eliminating this problem, the user can use the partial open command later to the partial load to add more content to the partially open file. How to open a file partially. Select normal open command, select the desired file, but don't click open as you always do. Instead, click the small arrow as to the right to see the following list of options. Partially open read only, partial open, partial open read. You'll see the following dialog box. You can do all of the following. Select the desired layers to open, select the desired views to open, and you can use the extents of the last view. You can then click the open to open file with the setting you selected. Using a partial load, the command is not applicable to normal files. Instead, you can use only the files that are partially open. To use the command, make sure the menu bar is shown. Then select the file partially loaded. You can type the partially load on the command window to see the following dialog box. You can see the dialog box matches with the partial open dialog box with the exemption of small button lower left hand portion of the dialog box. And this button will specify the window in the drawing to specify the extent of the object to be loaded. Assuming partially loaded files, AutoCAD will keep these settings working until they change them, so when trying to open it again, the following dialog box will show. Drawing is partially open with the last save. What do you want to do? Fully open the drawing, partially open in the drawing. Show the practice and notes and chapter review. Chapter review answers, and we're on chapter 14, using block tools and block editing.